2 macro formations and 3 macro closes coming up can lead toward a potential continuation of upside for the next couple of weeks. Let's pop open the hood on these charts to observe the facts, because this upside can be limited due to some critical catalysts. Welcome back to the channel on this sunny Sunday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into FNGR. Let's kill them, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at FNGR here, guys. This is the weekly time frame. The reason why I'm looking at the weekly is because we have a close. The weekly bar, we could be retracing about 50% this bar, leading towards some targets down in this area here, right? Usually speaking, 60 to 70% of the time, you'll get about a 30 to 50% prior bar pullback, and that's currently what I'm observing here, right, you guys? So we got that weekly close. We're looking at a potential drawdown here, pullback to around 225, but we're going to go ahead and match the pullback targets here pretty soon. And I do think that we may be able to do that come Monday, right? So the reason I can tell you this is because there is presently 3 macro closes that are coming in. And to introduce you to that, right, it would be the monthly time frame, 17 days away to close that, right? Check out the bi-monthly, 17 days as well. And we have the 5-month at 17 days as well. Okay, so now if we're looking at the 5-month candle here, you can see that the candle opened up way up here at 314 and dipped all the way down to 165. But now, since it is approaching its close here, it started decompressing from that downside. Usually that's how it happens, right? Usually happens like that. So if it is the case that we're going to be able to kind of hold position here, I can already identify a tiny area right about here as a support bound. So let me just go ahead and show you that, because this is the 5-month candle from back in June 2019, and this would be November 2019, right? So let's just go ahead and draw that little bit of support right there, right? It's that gap. So now I'm going to just go ahead and kind of put this out just like this here so you can see what I mean. Check out the targets, 225 to 219. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at that weekly candle one more time, you can see that the 50% of this candle is right around that 225 as well. Let's do this like this. Check it out. Just like this. So we can identify where the center of the candle is, right? There you go. On that box telling you that it would be $2.25, perfectly marked at that gap of the 5-month way back in 2019. So that confluence there can only be of higher probability, right? Or lead towards a higher probability pullback. And that's usually what tends to happen here, guys, as we come into the new week. Daily time frame also indicating a potential prior bar pullback. Expect price action to kind of draw down here. Well, actually, first, we would make that, typically speaking, right? Price action does its thing. It does whatever it wants to do. Right now, we're currently sitting at 242. I expect price action to continue towards the upside and top out at that prior day's high at around 246 to this top side here from the 3-day high, 4-day high at around 248. So let's mark off that resistance there, because that could be our higher probability resistance coming up before price action returns or retraces back to that weekly and 5-month gap, right? So guys, remember, the reason I know all of this stuff is because I am a stock trading instructor. Guys, we are officially starting candle analysis here for the very beginners, right? For the beginners charting and trading mentorship program that I have going on right now. Make sure to get in, because I still have around 4 seats left, and I want to make sure that you guys can get in that immediately, right? ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com. Get in touch with me. I'll send you the syllabus, the disclaimer, and everything relevant to that topic, right, guys? So make sure to get in there. The best investment would be on your education, right? So let's go ahead and continue here. I do expect retracement to start from this point here, right? Immediate short-term time frame upside at 246 to the area of around 248, and then the drawdown can start to around that 225 zone, right? So if we do open up around 232, great. It may actually take, guys, I'm going to say this, it may actually take a day or two to get down to this level here. Price action is at a critical resistance, and one that we've resisted from before. This is one, 2 right here, and we're doing it again right now, right? So the odds of breaking above this, guys, are very little. The odds of breaking above after the test start to increase, okay? But you can see here that we've had some trouble at these highs already, okay? So make sure to watch out with that. But what I can say is this formation here kind of looks like a little bit of a W, right? These are reaccumulation phases. This usually leads towards a 100% of the return from the swing low to the swing high. The swing high on this is leading towards around a target of around 319. So let's just go ahead and kind of keep ourselves humble here. But I think the process is not done, and I'm getting signals here for continuation. So here's the other signal. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in a weekly time frame, right? And I'm going to display to you that blue area that I have shaded here. This is a bullish formation. This is a channel, a descending channel, right? The descending channel is able to give you a target simply by measuring with a trend line like this, the very top side of the channel to the very bottom side of the channel. Now, what you want to do is apply this trend line at the candle that closes without any exposure to the inside of this formation. That's this candle. We just closed it. Very good. So we're able to put that trend line right at that bottom side, and I just move it out here, right, because I want to still see that candle. And it's telling us that we would move here to around $4.64. Damn. That is a huge upside already. Okay, I'm not telling you that it is going to happen. I'm not telling you that we are going there indefinitely. What I am telling you is that now we have a formation telling us that we would, right? That's the important thing here, guys. That's the important thing here for us to observe. All right, now, we still have this formation too. Remember, this formation is giving us a 100% retrace to the top side, right? Here you go. We're looking at around $3.18. Nice. Okay, now after this, there could be a pullback to validate this support here. We break through that area of 247, we would then naturally come back to validate the new resistance into support conversion. 247 can then lead towards another upside, guys, okay? The reason why I'm saying that we would very, very likely resist at this area here is because if we put a trend line across, you'll see that we have a critical resistance at this point. But look what happened on this formation, right? We resisted at this point here. We resisted here because of here. We got that pullback all the way back down here to 248 or 255, and then we continue to that macro high, right? So this formation here returned 100% of its trend right here. And this was your top side in here, right? That's currently what's kind of happening again. So let's be sure to be patient about this and make sure to play it the right way here, because there could be an opportunity to lead towards an upside. Now, to give you further confluence over what's happening here with FNGR, check this out. I already have this thing set up here for you. This is a monthly time frame ascending triangle. Let's go to the monthly. Check this out. This is the monthly time frame ascending triangle. And it just so happens that we're bouncing right off of that bottom side of the regression that connects all of these bars together. Interesting, right? So now take a look at this. That bottom side here is not only confluent with the trend line of the channel, but it's also the regression of that triangle. Incredible, incredible stuff. So naturally speaking, this triangle tends to move up and down, and price converges while the triangle converges too. So that's telling us here that we could be facing a potential upside continuation on this. Now, to lead into further targets, that 469 that we talked about is 50% from this bottom to this top here. That top area is really around $8. I'm not saying that we're going there. I'm just telling you that the probabilities are leading towards a macro upside, and I can also give you that potential using volatility and momentum. But first, let me give you the correlation coefficient. Check this out. This correlation coefficient indicator, the higher the percentage, the more correlated to the IWM it is. So if we look right here, it says IWM, right? We are correlating FNGR to the IWM ETF Russell 2000. Very, very fucking cool stuff. So that's telling us here that we are highly correlated and growing correlation to the IWM. Look at the 2 hour, increasing correlation. Check out the 3 hour, increasing the correlation, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour. They're all growing towards correlation with the IWM, and it's important because of this. The IWM just made a massive spike up in price. Let's look at the 4 hour time. All right, so the 4 hour time frame is actually showing us that we have a macro upside and we have huge volatility leading towards that continuation. Guys, this is my minimum signal here for upside continuation. This is incredible stuff for us. This is telling us that we have upside to continue 4 days. This is a full-blown fired signal here on a 6 hour with gravitation and stochastics. What do you guys think about that? 8 hour time frame, about to break that signal with upside on stochastics. 12 hour time frame, about to break that signal here with upside on stochastics. Daily time frame, massively, critically contracted with a potential upside bias on that stochastic momentum. Guys, there is something in line here. And I'm going to continue back testing the IWM because the IWM is about to make a critical move towards the upside. I do expect the IWM to start hitting your 228.70 area in the next few days. We have just a couple of weeks for the upside to continue here. Just a couple of weeks. I don't think it's going to continue all the way. Why is that? Well, because we have elections coming up in November, just about 3 weeks away. Heads up, the broader markets, Bitcoin, MSTR, CLSK, MARA, Riot, CORZ, IREN, right? Ticker symbol WOLF, WULF, right? Bitcoin Cash. All of those tickers are going to lead towards an upside. Tesla potentially as well. NVIDIA continuing. The small caps also. When we start to close up to that 3 week mark, which is, in other words, the close of the monthly, 17 days, the bi-monthly, and the 5 month. Just around 3 weeks to go. And what happens? Right? What happens? Those bars pull back. They will retrace. So finger here, 50% retrace. So this will be back to 220s. I'm just saying. Usually as we approach the close of these macro candles, we start to retrace. Okay? So please be very careful with what happens here. But remember, guys, I want to make sure that you can get your butts into the ArcMastersCourse, right? That's the most important thing to me here. Okay, guys, reach me here, and I want to get you into that so that you can make a difference in your education for your trading career. All right, you guys, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off, and we will chat pretty soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.